This is #Africa. We now move to North Africa, where one massage method is really catching on. An Egyptian masseuse is using an ancient method called the fiery towel to ease his client's muscle pain.
Abdel Rahim Saeed likes to play with fire.
هو نوع من أنواع التدليك، هو اسمه التدليك الناري. هو بيندرج تحت قائمة التدليك أو المساج بمعنى الاحتكاك. أنا بتصل مع الجسم البشري أو بتصل اتصال رسمي، اتصال وثيق بيني وبين الجسم وبين الإنسان اللي معايا.
He starts with his standard massage, using oil and chamomile to stimulate blood circulation and alleviate some of the pain in affected areas. Then comes the heat. Saeed places several layers of towels and other isolating materials on the client's back. Then a towel soaked in alcohol is placed on top and set on fire. It burns for roughly a minute before the flames are put out with a wet towel.
اختلف تقريبا 100% الحمد لله رب العالمين. يعني أنا الأول كنت بصلي وأنا قاعد ما كنتش بقدر أصلي كويس. كنت بنزل من العربية موطي مش قادر أشد جسمي ورا واحدة كده وأنا قايم من العربية. دلوقتي الحمد لله بنزل من العربية من أول جلسة وتاني جلسة الحمد لله بسم الله ما شاء الله يعني جسمي اتحول وتحسن الأداء العملي بتاعي وكان في كسل وما عادش في كسل الحمد لله.
But not everyone can stand the heat.
إن هناك محظورات دائما ما ننبه منها. طبعا بنقدر ان احنا ناخد فكرة عن الحالة المرضية عن الشخص اللي جاي لنا. بنسأل الأول عن حالته الصحية، لو هيتناسب معاه ان احنا نشتغل فبنشتغل، لا يتناسب معه حسب دراستنا فلا نقوم له بهذه الطريقة من العلاج.
Abdel trained under an expert in the fiery towel technique in Morocco and holds several massage certifications. So he warns, do not try this at home.
Shanaz is with me again. Shanaz, I'm seeing this beautiful art piece behind us, but it also seemed to be challenging gender stereotypes.
Yes, so this art piece is done by Stephen Cohen. He is a live performance artist and he confronts issues of outside identity. So he does deal with queerness and being a queer artist as well. And so this was a performance that was done in 2001 in an informal settlement in Newtown, Johannesburg. So he constructed his entire outfit out of a chandelier and did a performance walking through this informal settlement. But part of this work was also to draw attention to this exaggerated opulence and luxury of a city against a backdrop of poverty.
Yeah.
So also highlighting that, 10 years after apartheid ended, things really didn't change for the people around the area. So that was what he wanted to bring attention to by doing this piece, and it's one of his most famous artworks.
Yeah, how's everyone reacting to it? Like when some of your guests come through and watch this beautiful piece?
I think it's uncomfortable at first, but I guess that's what the artist's intention is with the viewer as well, to sort of get you to start questioning what is this about, why does it make me feel uncomfortable? Because you do question society and how two different societies can exist side by side like this, and I think that's the contrast that he really wanted to pull into this. And just to see how the people in the informal settlement reacted to him as well. I think that was something very important in this work.
Sure, you've acquainted me with such beautiful pieces. Thank you so much,
Shanaz.
We're headed back now, of course, to the West African region, where a Ghanaian artist is making coffins to die for. Well, fantasy prolific coffin makers in Ghana are sought after not just by mourners who want to pay their last respect creatively, but also by art collectors.
72-year-old Pa Joe makes coffins for a living, but his caskets are far from ordinary. For the last 15 years, he has specialised in the craft of fantasy coffins, a unique type of casket considered by Ghanaians as the best way to reflect the life of the deceased. Some may call him a carpenter, but he has always considered himself an artist who sculpts with wood.
Any design I create shows the work the deceased was doing while alive. Maybe the person was a pilot. Then the coffin for his burial would be an airplane coffin. Once the airplane coffin is displayed at the funeral grounds, everyone would know that the deceased was a pilot. That's why we do it this way, so that everyone at the burial knows what the deceased did with their lives.
Pa Joe began making coffins in 1962. Today, he's regarded as one of Ghana's most famous and prolific coffin makers. Over the years, his caskets have been exhibited in galleries around the globe and even bought by US presidents.
And that's how we come to the end of this week's episode of #Africa. Do make sure to pop into the Jevid Arts Centre whenever you are around Pretoria. It's located at the University of Pretoria. Don't forget you can also further, of course, engage with us on social media. We are at Africa_ENCA. And while you, of course, enjoy some of these pictures from across the continent, I'll be here still indulging on some art pieces. Until next week, goodbye.